get me wrong. Long vlogs are great. I get more excited when the vlogs are longer and there's more content there for you to consume and more things happened, right? It was a better day, which makes for a better vlog. But having a shorter vlog that I can edit faster, encode faster, upload faster, allows me to actually sit and enjoy a cup of coffee at home. And that's another thing. Someone asked me about going to Dutch Bros or going to Black Rock. It seemed like I go a lot. And I said, well, I make coffee every day. So if you don't see me going to Black Rock or Dutch Bros, that means I made a cup of coffee at home, which I try to vlog that. But sometimes I don't. But there's days where I'm like, I just got to go. And so 5 minutes in a drive-through just makes more sense because then I'm driving while the coffee's cooling. Whereas here, the coffee's going to sit for about 2 or 3 minutes to, come to a temperature that I enjoy. And I'm just kind of sitting here still, so there's that catch. How I decide whether or not to make coffee here or go get coffee on the way to work just really determines how much time I have, right? I have basically 20 minutes before I need to leave. So plenty of time to drink a cup of coffee, finish getting ready for work, and then just go straight to work. Other days where I'm like, don't really have a lot of time, I need to go, I'd rather just pick up a coffee on the way to work, and then it's cooling off and I'm drinking it while I'm driving versus this time sitting here. And there's the days where I make a cup of coffee in my to-go cup and take it with me. But I don't know. It just depends on how I'm feeling at this time of day.
You see, it was a 2-cupper day. That first one went down so well, I was like, I want another one. So I made myself another one to go, and it's gonna be perfect on the drive in. Sun is rising on the horizon. I love it. As long as I get in before it starts hitting my eyes, it's great. I'm gonna listen to a podcast, get into work here, kick off this Monday. I was up at 3:30 and I was laying in bed just like thinking and kind of talking to myself in my head. I'm like, at one point I kind of snapped out. I was like, you're awake, just get up. So I started editing. And now it's a good way to start my day where I'm just like moving and grooving and everything's just like flowing. It's like, let's just keep the momentum going, you know what I'm saying? So it's 3:30 p.m. I just got home. I really wish I could figure out a way to get home sooner. I could just be like, I'm out. My work is done. I'm out. But I have a sense of responsibility that I feel by being a family member, a member of the senior staff, however you want to classify it. That one of us should be there when our drivers return, right? I feel like one of us should be there when the drivers return, at least the majority. Like today, 2 out of 3 drivers came back. The third driver was doing the Salone-Wickenburg route. Not sure exactly what time he's going to be back. I can see his GPS, but still, he's a ways away. We don't know how much traffic there is. So I linger, right? And for the most part, our drivers are back before 2 p.m. every day, except for the Salone-Wickenburg, and except if there's a driver that had an extra long route and maybe ran into some traffic or not in normal circumstances. But normally our drivers are all back before 2 o'clock. So it's not usually a problem to get out of there at 2 o'clock. That's 8 hours, 6 to 2, 8 hours. I'm good. But inevitably, I've got more work when I get home, right? I got orders to put in. I got texts and phone calls to respond to. I work on Sundays and Saturdays. So realistically, I should be putting in maybe like 7 hours a day at the warehouse, 6 hours a day at the warehouse. But I just have a conscience and I have a hard time just leaving knowing that, either A, someone else will have to stick around, which they won't, or B, no one will be there when the drivers get back because they're responsible enough to lock up. My brothers we let them do it all the time. I just have that feeling. It's just that feeling of being a leader in previous, companies, thinking about my employees, right? If that driver comes back and he's got, he had a rough day or there was something that went wrong, and there's there's other circumstances that I'm not going into the details of. It could be just as simple as a text message or phone call, but nothing's ever that simple. I just wish I could easily leave every day at noon, 1 o'clock at the latest. That would be brilliant, but I feel guilty doing that. Maybe one day it'll shake off. Maybe one day when we get moved into a new warehouse, all our drivers have keys, and then there's nothing to worry about. They can lock up, they can go in the warehouse, and put the stuff away, if they have something extra. It happens sometimes. Sometimes the drivers come back like, hey, I got an extra box of lettuce, don't know where it's supposed to go. So anyway, I was listening to this podcast today with Dave Ramsey, and at some point, I forget what they're talking about, but he mentions it was a phase in his life, or it was a phase that he was going through. And when he said that really like clicked for me. Now, I always talk about like hobbies, right? Hobbies and my interests, and really that's what it is. It's a phase that I'm going through. I get into something and I kind of get obsessive about this one thing. It's all I'm thinking about for weeks. And then inevitably I lose interest in it and I move on to something else, right? Like right now, case in point, I'm getting back into Magic the Gathering, right? Like the last week, I think about Magic the Gathering. I think about the current set. I think about new decks. I think about climbing the ranks and playing on my iPad when I have free time, right? I haven't been playing Magic for 6 months. 3 sets I've missed, 3 sets. So I really haven't played Magic for 6 months. What was I doing? I was watching YouTube videos. I was watching Casey Neistat's vlogs. I went back and started his vlogs from the very beginning and made it through, I think, a year. You know, I watched 365 vlogs in a matter of, I don't know what, 3 months? I haven't watched one of his vlogs now in probably 2 months. So it's these phases I get into. It's like they're still good. I still want to go back and finish watching his vlogs, but I don't think about it. I'm not thinking about it. I'm thinking about video games and Twitch because I started streaming and started playing new games. And now my mind has kind of shifted less about the vlogs, right? The vlogs have been shorter because I haven't been vlogging as much. But I've been streaming more. I've been increased my streams both on Twitch and on YouTube. Mostly Twitch, because I was already streaming on YouTube once or twice a week. But I've increased my streams on Twitch to 2 or 3 times a week. You know what I'm saying? It's like I take a hat off, I put a hat back on. Now I'm wearing this hat for however long, and then I take that hat off, I put this hat on, right? Or another analogy is I'm juggling. I can only juggle so many balls. So if another ball gets thrown my way, I have to put another one down. I have to drop one. I can only take so many, you know? I don't know. It's inner workings in my brain when I'm driving. I'm in the car so much by myself, I'm just constantly thinking about stuff. And that's what I was thinking about today. So I just edited tomorrow's vlog. Got ahead, which is the whole point of being a day ahead. So it's already edited, uploaded, and I would schedule it, but I do the early release for the channel members. Another thing I was doing while that was encoding was I was going through an app I have on my phone. It's called Planta. It's a houseplant app. It's what I tried to use to maintain my plants. But like everything else, you actually have to use it. You actually have to remember to log into it, or open the app, and when notifications pop up, actually action them. Anyway, in the app, there's a whole section about like plants it recommends for my lighting area and whatnot, because it's one of those things where when I actually take the time to look at the plants, think about the plants, those are the moments where I'm like, I suck. An hour later, hour and a half. We'll be generous. We'll say hour and a half. And I've done some rearranging. Check it out. First and foremost, I did what I said I was going to do. I moved the plant stand in front of the window, cleaned it up a little bit, rearranged it a little bit. My 3 plants that are still living, my oldest one, second oldest one, and newest one. Got the bonsai, we got baby Groot, we got pots that are being gifts and all kinds of stuff. So hopefully that will breathe some fresh air into the room and inspire me to fill all the rest of these pots. And over here, we've moved the once desk for PCs, turned into a bar that was never used. Now just kind of taking up space over here as an actual just table. Got my samurai sword that Bryce got me for Christmas, the lava lamp and the salt rock, and then all my wonderful pictures and paintings and gifts that I still need to hang, which now I have a wall space for. And this is on stream, so now I'm thinking, okay, maybe this again, just kind of spitballing here, kind of like when what Chuck and I did when we put the vine up and we put the bar over there. I like the vine stand. I love the aesthetic, love the background, adds more green to the room, even if it is artificial. The bar, I didn't like. I sat at it two times. I shot a couple segments for the vlog.
I shot one unboxing video that I didn't even post because I just didn't like the plain background and feel like I was shoved in a corner. And I, as much as I got into tequila and I like tequila and appreciate tequila, like many other things in my life, it's not something that I'm into. It's just something that I got into, got knowledgeable on, kind of put myself into that space, into that realm, and that's it. I like margaritas. That's my favorite cocktail. So tequila will always be a part of my world, and I will continue to try new tequilas when I get a chance. Just like here on Cinco de Mayo, I didn't even talk about it. Cinco de Mayo, I tried a brand new tequila that I've never had before. It was a extra añejo, and it was delicious. And I did a review on it on Tequila Matchmaker. Anyway, my point is, don't need a bar. Don't drink enough. Don't have people over enough to warrant that dedicated space. That's kind of the decision I made. Was if I was having people over every weekend, we were doing tequila tasting and having like get-togethers, then yes, I want a dedicated space for that, and then we can stream and create content. But I don't have that, so no need for it. Anyway, so it's gonna be over here for now, and I will start to play around and figure out what the next iteration of this is, and it just, we'll keep it fluid. We'll keep it fluid, and it'll just be a constant rotation of this room. It's Monday, clearing out leftovers. I got some rice. I think this is like a mushroom rice and vegetable stir fry. I got the ground beef rice in the microwave. I got one more thing to kind of work on too. Just combining things. All right, orders are in. Showered. Talked to Bryce for a brief moment. In and out. Sierra, same thing. She came home. She got a new piercing and a new hoop. I don't know if she shares that publicly or not, but she got another one. She's gone for the night. Tiff's already in bed, so I think I'm gonna have a little dessert, watch a show, and pass out myself. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.